You diligently pursue profound inner peace and a transcendent freedom from life's ceaseless turmoil, hoping to finally perceive the divine reality that whispers just beyond your grasp, yet you often find only fleeting moments of relief, followed by a persistent sense of spiritual unrest and an unyielding cycle of attachment and loss, perpetuating the belief that true fulfillment remains ever elusive. Paramahansa Yogananda, the great master, offers not a superficial remedy, but a radical transformation of your perception, a disciplined dismantling of the very cosmic illusion that binds you, demanding unparalleled courage to face the self. He understood that our common spiritual goals, peace, joy, connection, often fall short not because we lack effort, but because we fundamentally misdiagnose the ailment. We seek to mend the fragmented mirror of our perception rather than to cleanse the eyes that gaze upon it. The common aspiration to escape suffering and find lasting happiness is noble, but the methods prevalent in our modern age are often mere palliatives, attempts to rearrange the furniture within a burning house. You meditate for a fleeting calm, you seek wisdom for momentary clarity, you pursue external achievements for an ephemeral sense of purpose. But the core dis-ease, the spiritual amnesia that clouds your true identity, remains untouched, leaving you perpetually yearning for a treasure you sense is within, but cannot quite grasp. This isn't merely a philosophical problem. It's a visceral lived experience of spiritual claustrophobia, a profound internal discord where your conscious mind grapples with the subtle, insistent call of your soul. You are a pilgrim traversing a desert, convinced that the next mirage holds water, only to find it is another trick of the light. Yogananda knew this desert well. He did not offer sips of water, but the map to the wellspring itself, a wellspring of infinite joy and boundless wisdom, hidden beneath layers of cosmic delusion. This delusion, which he called Maya, isn't an external enemy, but an intricate fabric woven by the divine itself, designed to test, to refine, and ultimately to reveal. It's a divine game of hide and seek, where God hides within his own creation, and the soul, mesmerized by the play of light and shadow, forgets its true nature. The path to breaking free isn't about fighting the illusion, but understanding its true purpose, recognizing the stage for what it is, and remembering your role as the eternal audience, not merely a transient actor. It's about ceasing to identify with the fleeting drama and re-identifying with the immutable, divine core that observes all. The profound emptiness you feel, even amidst plenty, is not a flaw in your being, but a sacred alarm bell ringing from the deepest chambers of your soul, signaling its awakening from a long slumber. It is the soul's desperate plea to break free from the hypnotic spell of Maya, to recognize that the treasure you seek is not outside, but enshrined within your very essence. This treasure is not worldly wealth or fleeting fame. It is the inexhaustible reservoir of divine consciousness, joy and peace that is your birthright. To reclaim it, you must embark on an inner pilgrimage, a journey of self-discovery that is as exhilarating as it is demanding. It requires a courageous introspection, a willingness to dismantle cherished illusions, and a steadfast commitment to the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may appear at first glance. This is not a journey for the faint of heart, but for those whose souls ache for authenticity, for those who are tired of superficial solutions and are ready for the surgical precision of eternal wisdom. Paramahansa Yogananda illuminated this path with unprecedented clarity, revealing that the signs of this hidden treasure awakening are often subtle, easily mistaken for mere psychological shifts or transient emotions. Yet, they are profound, spiritual tremors, indicators that your inner landscape is undergoing a seismic transformation. These aren't just feel-good moments. They are the undeniable evidence that the veils of Maya are thinning and the radiant light of your eternal soul is beginning to shine through. To understand these signs is to gain a compass for your spiritual journey, to validate your deepest intuitions, and to be empowered to consciously cooperate with the inevitable awakening of your divine self. Without this, Understanding, you risk dismissing these sacred signals, attributing them to chance or circumstance, thereby prolonging your spiritual amnesia. Tell me, what is one word or spiritual experience that resonates most deeply with your current journey of seeking this elusive inner treasure? Share it in the comments below. Are you ready to discover the first undeniable sign that your hidden divine treasure is not just stirring, but is actively breaking free from Maya's hypnotic embrace, fundamentally altering your perception of reality itself? The profound anguish of being repeatedly deceived by life, the gnawing frustration with relentless impermanence, and the persistent dissatisfaction despite material achievements, these are not failures of your effort, but the first undeniable sign that your hidden divine treasure is stirring. You meticulously build, you acquire, you achieve, only to watch it all crumble, fade, or leave you feeling an even deeper void. The corporate ladder, the perfect relationship, the lavish possessions, each promises fulfillment, yet delivers only a transient echo of true contentment. This isn't a flaw in your character. It's the cosmic illusion of Maya, a divine construct designed to constantly expose its own ephemeral nature, gently yet persistently nudging your soul towards its immutable source. You find yourself trapped in a relentless cycle of striving and disillusionment, a spiritual treadmill where every step forward feels like a step towards an invisible, unattainable horizon. The pain of this endless pursuit is not meant to punish, but to awaken. It is Maya's subtle yet persistent whisper that true fulfillment lies beyond her fleeting grasp. Many mistakenly interpret this widespread dissatisfaction as a personal failure or a sign of ingratitude, believing they simply haven't found the right external conditions. They redouble their efforts, chasing new experiences, new possessions, new relationships, only to find the same hollow ache returning. But Paramahansa Yogananda revealed that this very frustration is the soul's primal scream against its imprisonment in the ephemeral. It is the beginning of wisdom, the first crack in the facade of Maya, confirming that your spiritual journey has truly begun. Yogananda taught that the world is not bad in itself. It is Maya, a cosmic dream, a grand, intricate play of light and shadow projected by the divine. This dream isn't a mistake. It's a profound spiritual classroom, an illusion crafted by God to test, to refine, and ultimately to draw the soul back to its source. It is through witnessing the inevitable decay of all material forms, the fleeting nature of all worldly pleasures, that the soul, in its deepest recesses, begins to yearn for that which is eternal, immutable, and truly satisfying. Your growing disillusionment is not a symptom of cynicism, but a sign of spiritual lucidity, a powerful inner recognition that the soul cannot be nourished by anything less than the infinite. The very frustration you feel, the sense of being caught in an endless loop of unfulfillment, is the universe speaking directly to your soul. It's an insistent, divine prompting, a compassionate awakening designed to strip away your false identifications with the transient. Your soul suspects, but your ego denies, that the joy you seek cannot be found in the shifting sands of Maya. This subtle yet profound shift from seeking external gratification to questioning its very nature is the first tangible evidence that your hidden treasure, your divine consciousness, is stirring. It's a moment of radical re-evaluation where the superficial promises of the world begin to lose their luster and a deeper, more profound hunger emerges. A hunger for truth, for permanence, for the divine itself. This is not about renouncing the world, but renouncing the illusion that the world can fulfill you. It is about understanding that the sorrow inherent in all worldly attachments is a divine mechanism, a gentle disillusionment meant to guide you home. The primary tool for engaging with this first sign, according to Yogananda, is the practice of discerning the real from the unreal, known as viveka. This isn't an intellectual exercise confined to philosophical texts. It is a profound, active, introspective observation of fleeting phenomena in your daily life. Consciously recognize Maya's ephemeral nature in every experience. As you hold a beautiful flower, appreciate its delicate beauty, but simultaneously acknowledge its inevitable decay. As you enjoy a moment of joy, savor it fully, but observe its transient quality. When faced with sorrow, feel it completely, yet realize its temporary grip. This practice cultivates an inner witness, an unattached observer within you, that begins to differentiate between the waves and the ocean, between the dream and the dreamer. It's a disciplined approach to seeing through the illusion, not by ignoring it, but by engaging with it consciously, understanding its mechanics, and refusing to be mesmerized by its fleeting enchantments. This active discernment isn't a cold analytical process. It's a compassionate understanding of how Maya operates, recognizing her beautiful yet binding dance. Through consistent application of Viveka, you begin to experience the initial stages of inner transformation. The intense emotional reactions to life's ups and downs start to mellow. The frantic pursuit of external happiness begins to subside, replaced by a quiet, determined search for something more profound. This cultivating of spiritual detachment, not indifference, but a wise disengagement from entanglement, is the first spark of your inner treasure igniting. You stop identifying so strongly with the roles you play, the possessions you own, and the fleeting emotions that surge through you. You begin to understand that the true you is the one observing all of this, the unchanging witness. This nascent detachment is the awakening of your true strength, the first proof that your consciousness is beginning to assert its sovereignty over the illusion. But recognizing Maya's illusory nature and cultivating detachment is merely the preliminary reconnaissance. The true battle against her hypnotic hold demands more than just intellectual understanding. It requires a radical shift in your entire being. Are you prepared to face the discomfort of dismantling your most cherished illusions, even when they promise familiar, if ultimately unsatisfying, comforts? What internal resistance might arise when you attempt to genuinely disengage from the very mechanisms that have defined your sense of self for so long? The journey has just begun, and the greatest challenge awaits, confronting the internal chaos that Maya has skillfully woven into the very fabric of your mind. The constant assault of external noise and mental agitation, coupled with the relentless struggle to find lasting peace in a chaotic world, leaves many exhausted, trapped in a cycle of reactivity. We chase quietude through external means, retreats, solitude, silencing our phones, only to find that the cacophony within remains stubbornly loud. This isn't a personal failing. It's Maya's masterful strategy to drown out the subtle whispers of your soul, to keep your consciousness perpetually identified with the transient and the superficial. The ego, addicted to external validation and sensory input, constantly seeks distraction, mistaking the absence of external stimuli for genuine inner peace. But true peace, the kind that radiates from your hidden treasure, transcends mere quiet surroundings. It is a profound, spontaneous rise of inner stillness that occurs amidst external chaos, a deep quietude that exists beyond the ever-shifting circumstances of your life. This is the second undeniable sign of your soul's awakening. Yogananda taught that the true abode of peace is the stillness of the soul, a sanctuary within, each of us that remains untouched by the storms of the outer world. Maya's illusion, however, continuously attempts to obscure this sanctuary with a barrage of sensory input, mental drama, and emotional turbulence. The world, with its incessant demands and fleeting attractions, is a grand distraction, expertly designed to prevent you from diving into the tranquil depths of your own being. It wants you to believe that peace is a commodity to be acquired, an external condition to be met rather than an intrinsic state to be uncovered. This constant external focus cultivates a restless mind, a mind that jumps from one thought to the next, one desire to another, never truly settling, never truly finding its center. This inner turmoil This incessant mental chatter is Maya's most potent chain, binding your consciousness to the illusion of separateness and suffering. Consider the Stoic concept of the inner citadel, a fortress of mental resilience and peace that remains unassailable, regardless of external events. Yogananda's teachings echo and deepen this wisdom, revealing that this citadel is not merely a mental construct, but the very essence of your divine self, your Atman. The spontaneous rise of inner peace, even when your external world is tumultuous, is a powerful indicator that your consciousness is beginning to disidentify from the fleeting drama and anchor itself in this immutable core. It means you are starting to access the treasure of your soul, a peace that does not depend on outward tranquility, but springs from an inner wellspring. This peace is not the absence of sound, but the presence of an unwavering awareness that observes all sound, all chaos, without being disturbed. It is the realization that the true you is the silent witness, the still point at the center of the turning world, unaffected by Maya's storms. The tool for cultivating this profound inner stillness, according to Yogananda, involves the practice of pratyahara, sense, withdrawal, and focused meditation. This is not an escapist act, but a deliberate, disciplined effort to turn your attention inward, away from the incessant demands of the senses and the mind. It's an anchoring of consciousness in your quiet core. Begin by consciously withdrawing your attention from external sights, sounds, and sensations. Then, gently, detach from the swirl of thoughts and emotions. This takes practice, discipline, and a quiet determination. You might use breath awareness, or a mantra, or simply focus on the spiritual eye, the point between the eyebrows, as taught by Yogananda, to draw your scattered energies inward. This focused meditation allows you to discern the soul's intrinsic peace from merely temporary external tranquility. It teaches you to differentiate between the noise of the ego mind and the profound silence of the true self, helping you to consciously choose where your attention resides. Through consistent practice, you begin to feel a distinct shift. The external world, while still present, loses its power to dictate your inner state. You find moments of profound quietude emerging not just during meditation, but in the midst of daily activity, a meeting, a commute, a conversation. This cultivated inner quietude is the second undeniable sign of your hidden soul treasure awakening. It's a stable, unwavering peace that observes Maya's storms without being swept away, a profound sense of groundedness that transcends circumstance. You realize that you are not your thoughts, nor your emotions, nor your physical sensations, but the vast, silent space in which they arise and subside. This realization brings a new level of self-mastery, a sovereignty over your internal landscape that Maya can no longer penetrate. This is not about suppressing feelings, but about observing them from a deeper, more detached perspective, understanding their impermanent nature and their source in the cosmic illusion. But this newfound peace, this sanctuary within, demands a radical letting go, a surrender to something far greater than your individual will or egoic desires. It requires relinquishing the illusion of control, the attachment to outcomes, and the very identity you have carefully constructed. This is a sacrifice, not of what you truly are, but of what you think you are. A symbolic death that feels terrifyingly real to the ego. Are you prepared to offer your carefully constructed self, with all its fears and attachments, onto the altar of divine surrender, without knowing what lies beyond that threshold? The ache of unfulfilled desire for perfect love, the persistent emptiness left by transient human connections, and the pervasive spiritual loneliness in a world focused almost exclusively on egoic attachment. These are not weaknesses, but the profound yearning of your soul for its divine beloved. We chase love in myriad forms: romantic partners, familial bonds, friendships, even the adoration of strangers. Yet, invariably, these relationships, however beautiful, carry the seed of impermanence and limitation, leaving a hollow space in the heart that no human connection, no matter how profound, can ever truly fill. This isn't a flaw in human love. It's Maya's greatest deception, to make us believe that limited conditional love is the ultimate love, thus diverting us from the boundless, unconditional love of the divine. The spiritual loneliness you feel is a sacred pang, a divine homesickness for a union far grander than any earthly bond. Many interpret this persistent yearning as a personal failing, a sign that they are somehow unlovable or unable to sustain perfect relationships. They blame themselves or others, striving to fix what they perceive as broken connections. But Paramahansa Yogananda illuminated this universal human experience as the soul's primal instinct, its intrinsic nature to seek its source, God, the ultimate lover. He emphasized Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion, as the most direct and swift route to experiencing this union. Yogananda taught that the love we feel for others is merely a fragmented reflection of the infinite, all-encompassing love of the divine. Our earthly relationships are divine training grounds, teaching us to expand our capacity for love, to overcome egoic possessiveness, and to glimpse the nature of unconditional affection. The spiritual emptiness is not a void, but a sacred space being prepared for the influx of divine love, a space that only God can truly fill. Krishna, in the Bhagavad Gita, speaks directly to this yearning, urging complete surrender to the divine beloved. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. This isn't about abandoning your responsibilities. It's about reframing every aspect of your life as an act of devotion, seeing the divine in all. The intense, unexplainable pull towards God, a longing for unconditional love and union that transcends human relationships, is the third and most radiant sign that your hidden treasure, your divine consciousness, is fully awakening. It means your heart is beginning to bypass the illusions of Maya, recognizing its true source of infinite love. This pull is not a passive sentiment. It is a profound, active yearning, a spiritual magnet drawing your consciousness towards its ultimate origin. It's the soul recognizing its true beloved, breaking free from Maya's spell of separateness and merging into universal consciousness. This is the heart's devotion piercing the veils of Maya, revealing the omnipresence of the divine. The tool for cultivating this profound, unyielding love for the divine is the practice of Bhakti Yoga in action. This isn't limited to singing bhajans or chanting mantras, though these are powerful expressions. It involves transforming every act, every thought, every aspiration into an offering of love to the divine. See God in all beings, in your loved ones, in strangers, even in those who challenge you. See God in nature, in the sun, the moon, the trees, the rivers. Most importantly, see God within the self, for the divine resides as the Atman in every heart. This practice actively cultivates unconditional love, not as an abstract concept, but as a living, breathing reality that permeates your existence. It means performing your duties with detachment, dedicating the fruits of your labor to God, and constantly remembering the divine presence in your daily life. It is the deliberate, conscious channeling of all your love and energy towards the ultimate source of love. Through this unwavering devotion, you begin to experience a transformation that transcends anything you've known. The ache of spiritual loneliness dissolves, replaced by an abiding sense of divine companionship. Your heart expands, embracing all beings with a new depth of compassion and understanding. The fear of loss diminishes as you realize that true love is eternal, independent of transient forms. This profound, unyielding love for the divine becomes the third and most radiant sign of the awakened treasure within you. Your soul recognizes its true beloved, breaking free from Maya's spell of separateness and merging into universal consciousness. This is the ultimate freedom, the realization that you are not merely a drop in the ocean, but the ocean itself, experiencing itself as a drop. This divine love doesn't diminish human relationships, it elevates them, purifying them of egoic demands and allowing you to love others more freely, more unconditionally, as expressions of the divine. This ultimate devotion, however, requires a complete dissolution of the personal self, a symbolic death that feels terrifyingly real to the ego. It means letting go of your individual identity, your personal desires, and your carefully constructed narrative of who you are, allowing yourself to be utterly consumed by the fire of divine love. Have you ever truly considered what it means to fully surrender, to become an instrument of the divine, to lose yourself completely in the boundless ocean of God's love, knowing that in that loss you find your truest, most magnificent self? What deep-seated fear whispers to you that such surrender might diminish rather than amplify your divine essence? The three signs, the disillusionment with impermanence, the spontaneous rise of inner peace amidst chaos, and the unexplainable pull towards the divine, are not isolated phenomena. They are intertwined threads in the rich tapestry of your soul's awakening, irrefutable proof that the hidden treasure within you is not just stirring, but has begun to radiate its light, piercing the dense veils of Maya. You are no longer merely seeking, you are actively experiencing the profound shift from a life dictated by illusion to one anchored in divine reality. The continuous chase after external validation and fleeting pleasures, which once defined your existence, has given way to a deep-seated inner conviction that true fulfillment resides within. This isn't a gentle suggestion. It's the new normal, a fundamental recalibration of your entire being, translating mystical experiences into tangible daily changes. Where once you were tossed by the waves of material desire and loss, now you stand as a steadfast lighthouse, observing the ocean's ceaseless motion from a place of unshakable calm. The initial pain of Maya's deceptions, the frustration with impermanence, has transformed into a profound understanding of life's sacred lessons. You now view every challenge not as a punishment, but as a divine opportunity for growth, a further refinement of your consciousness. Paramahansa Yogananda's teachings emphasize that this is the purpose of Maya, to evolve the soul through experience until it recognizes its own divine essence. You no longer fear loss, for you understand that the true you cannot be lost. The treasure awakened within is not a fleeting emotion, but a permanent state of consciousness, the realization of your eternal identity. The clamor of the world, which once stole your peace and fueled your anxiety, now often fades into a background hum. The spontaneous inner quietude you discovered in Topico 2 is no longer an occasional visitor, but a constant companion. You carry your inner sanctuary with you, a portable temple of peace that allows you to engage with the world without being entangled by its dramas. This isn't indifference, it's spiritual sovereignty. You can listen attentively, respond compassionately, and act decisively, all while maintaining an internal state of unruffled serenity. The practice of pratyahara and meditation has woven itself into the fabric of your daily life, making moments of profound stillness accessible at will. This equanimity is the direct expression of your awakened treasure, a mind no longer enslaved by external stimuli, but guided by the inherent peace of the soul and the yearning for unconditional love. Once a source of aching loneliness, has blossomed into an all-encompassing devotion to the divine. This is not a withdrawal from human relationships, but their elevation to a sacred level. You now see the divine in every face, in every interaction, transforming mundane encounters into opportunities for selfless love and service. The Bhakti Yoga in action, described in Topico 3, is not a ritual, but a way of life, where every breath is an offering, every thought a prayer, and every action an expression of divine will. This profound love for God becomes the lens through which you perceive all of existence, dissolving the illusion of separateness and revealing the underlying unity of all creation. Your heart, once closed by fear and ego, now radiates an unconditionality that touches everything around you, reflecting the boundless love of the divine itself. This awakened treasure changes everything. Your sense of purpose shifts from egoic ambition to divine alignment. Your fears diminish, replaced by an unwavering trust in the cosmic plan. Your relationships deepen as you learn to love others not for what they can give you, but for the divine spark within them. You move through the world with a new lightness, a profound joy that springs from within, independent of external circumstances. This is the true meaning of spiritual liberation, not escaping the world, but living fully within it, yet not of it. It is the ultimate freedom from Maya's hypnotic spell, realizing that the world is indeed a dream, but one in which you are now fully awake, conscious of your role as a divine child of God. Remember that initial feeling of endless searching, the sense that genuine spiritual fulfillment was perpetually elusive. Now, with these three signs, you understand that your journey was never one of seeking an external reward, but of remembering an internal truth. The treasure was always within you, patiently waiting to be rediscovered beneath the layers of cosmic illusion. The world still presents challenges, but your perception has irrevocably shifted. You are no longer a victim of fate, but a conscious co-creator, wielding the power of your awakened consciousness. The profound peace, the unconditional love, the unerring discernment, these are the fruits of your awakened soul, the manifestation of your divine potential. This is not the end of the journey, but the magnificent beginning of living a life fully aligned with your true, eternal self. You have found the wellspring. Now you must continue to drink deeply, to share its waters, and to embody the awakened consciousness in every moment. What was once perceived as an abstract spiritual concept has now become your lived reality, transforming the very fabric of your daily existence. This is the promise of Paramahansa Yogananda, the inevitability of the soul's return to its divine heritage. But what if I told you that this magnificent liberation, this awakening of your hidden treasure from Maya's hypnotic embrace, was not solely for your individual solace, your personal peace? What if this profound journey, this arduous dismantling of illusion, was merely a preparatory phase for a far grander purpose, a cosmic responsibility you are only now beginning to perceive? The light of your awakened soul is meant to do more than illuminate your inner world. It is a beacon destined to penetrate the collective shadows of a world still deep in Maya's dream. Your newfound freedom from the chains of cosmic illusion is not a final destination, but a vital initiation into a vaster, interconnected tapestry of existence. Yogananda emphasized that individual salvation is inextricably linked to the upliftment of all. Your discerning eye, now capable of seeing through the ephemeral, your heart now overflowing with unconditional divine love, and your mind now anchored in unshakable peace, equip you for a role beyond personal enlightenment. You are called not just to be awake, but to be an awakening force. Maya's illusion, though dissolved for you, still holds countless souls in its thrall, perpetuating cycles of suffering, ignorance, and discord. Your awakened state is a testament to the possibility of breaking free, a living example for those still trapped in the labyrinth of worldly attachments. This journey beyond personal awakening shifts the stakes dramatically. It is no longer just about your peace, but about becoming an instrument of divine peace in a world desperate for it. Your freedom from suffering becomes a sacred offering, your clarity a guiding light. The inner citadel you have built, strong and unyielding, is now meant to extend its protective presence to others, not through preaching, but through your very being, your vibrational presence. The subtle influence of an awakened soul can ripple outwards, touching hearts and minds, planting seeds of truth where before only illusion took root. This is the deeper meaning of karma yoga, of selfless action, where every breath, every thought, every word, every act is consecrated to the service of the divine within all. The illusion of Maya, once your personal prison, now appears as a cosmic challenge, a grand divine game in which you are now a conscious player, empowered to help others find their way out of the maze. Your understanding of impermanence, your inner peace, and your divine love are not just your treasures, they are the tools for a greater mission, a participation in the divine plan for universal awakening. The path of the awakened one is not one of serene isolation, but of dynamic, compassionate engagement with the world, transforming it from within. So, having pierced the veils of your own Maya, having awakened the hidden treasure of your soul, what profound responsibility now rests upon your shoulders for the awakening of humanity itself? Is your liberation truly complete if it does not extend its light to others, guiding them through the very illusions you have transcended and revealing the boundless treasure within their own souls? If this profound journey through the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda has resonated deeply within your soul, if the unveiling of these three signs has illuminated a path you instinctively recognize, then your engagement is not merely welcomed, it is a vital part of this unfolding wisdom. Your unique insight, your personal resonance with these truths, is a powerful contribution to our collective awakening. Share in the comments below. Which of the three signs of your hidden treasure awakening touched your heart most profoundly? Was it the disillusionment with impermanence, the spontaneous rise of inner peace amidst chaos, or the unexplainable pull towards the divine? Perhaps a specific phrase or a particular teaching ignited a spark of recognition within you. Your honest reflection can be a beacon for another soul traversing a similar path, struggling with the very questions you are now beginning to answer. Your testimony validates the universal journey and strengthens the fabric of our spiritual community. And if the quest for deeper truth, for a liberation from Maya's illusions, and for the full awakening of your divine consciousness is your unwavering commitment, then I invite you to join us. Subscribe to this channel. Each new subscriber strengthens our mission to bring these ancient transformative teachings to more souls yearning for release. By joining this growing community, you not only empower your own journey, but also contribute to the powerful current of spiritual awakening that flows through this space. Let your comment be a conscious act of participation, and your subscription a declaration of your ongoing dedication to truth. Engage with this wisdom, let it transform you, and become a living testament to the inevitable awakening of the human spirit.